Welcome in, everyone, to the Sizzle, the hottest talk in the 219, the hottest talk in the region, the hottest talk anywhere. Today, we've got a special topic. One, let me tell you something. I know you didn't think we would be talking about this, but we are going to talk about it and we're going to get in deep with it because we've got a special guest who is not a guest. He's a part of the family. So he's coming in to discuss and have a discussion. This is a roundtable discussion about something that is important to men and women around the world. I guess.
I think
Yeah, well, we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. You
yeah.
know, and man, listen, here's the thing. Have you ever wanted to be more confident? Have you ever wanted to have more sex appeal? Have you ever wanted to be the guy that ladies look at when they walk in the room and you say, I'm that guy? I am the man. I'm the one that ladies adore. Well, if that's what your goal is, then listen, for the next few minutes, you're going to sit back and relax and listen to an analysis of something. Again, as I said, I thought I'd never be saying before, but we are here unlocking the Sigma male. This is a strategy where men are learning to become, what can I say? More confident, more
Abundant.
assertive. Yeah, well, we're going to define it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to explore the principles, the mindsets. We're going to do a lot of things about how to adapt the Sigma male strategy in your game when you're out in these streets trying to lay your game down, lay it flat. Okay, whatever. You know who's in the building. It's M Train. M Train, listen, man, you got to talk to the people. First and foremost, right?
Mm.
How are you today?
I'm fantastic. I got my living room. I'm in my living room cooling, and I'm here to discuss Sigma male mentality.
All right, we're gonna roll with this and see where it goes. We're gonna talk about it, but I tell you what, since we're talking about it, why don't you give the people? Why don't you define to them what is the concept of the Sigma male?
So the concept of the Sigma male, to me, it is a slang. Of course, it describes masculinity, and I feel like it's popular, yet it also describes independence and self resilience. I feel like describing it as just comparing it to like an alpha male, where the alpha male I feel like is the center of attention. I feel like his presence is automatically known before he steps into that room. He's already that voice, that energy that comes with a setting. I feel like that Sigma male is he's kind of laid back, but you can still feel the dominance. And I
Okay.
feel like the men that surround me, even you being a Q, you still have that Sigma male mentality. You're not the loudest person in the room, but people feel your presence. They do, and I mean, you have that with everything that you do. And I understand you don't like to be called a Sigma, and sorry, Greek, but you do hold that mentality. And I feel like majority of men that have power in this world, they hold Sigma male mentality.
All right, so let's give a definition. A Sigma male is a term that's used to describe a personality or archetype characterized by independence, self reliance, and preference to solitude. Sigma males are often seen as nonconformists who navigate social dynamics on their own terms. These are men who like to do things their way and like to get things done their way. So, okay, all right, A Train, I'll go along with it. But okay, we've talked about it. Okay. But when we talk about these characteristics of a Sigma male
Mm-hmm.
and what are these traits outside of just being lone wolves, what are the traits of how would I know that I'm a Sigma male or I'm dealing with Sigma males when I come into their presence?
I feel like when you approach a Sigma male, like I said in the beginning, they're not the most talkative man. They're plotters. I feel like they always have a plan and they always have an escape plan too. I feel like they're not gonna be the most high energy. I just feel like they're not the most approachable people. I feel like they carry that a-hole face, the face that it kind of looks like a mean mug, but he's just scoping out the room and he's just trying to figure out how to make the presence known. And it's not a dominant presence, but it's not a presence where you could just be like, oh man, he seems bubbly, if that makes sense.
Hmm. Okay. So if we were to give some characteristics, one thing we know if we did a versus, we would say alpha males, they're considered to be confident, charismatic, real dominant leaders. That's the alpha male.
Yeah.
And the sigma male is all of those things confident, charismatic, dominant, but they play it safe.
Yeah.
They're the brothers who chill. They're the ones who like to, as you said, play the background, uh, really look at the atmosphere, see what's going on, get a lay of the land. Are these types or are these characteristics? Am I right when I say when it comes to a Sigma male, he's more of the laid back, relaxed type of individual?
Yeah, I would say that he's the more laid back, relaxed, chill, keep it light, type of individual. He's not the type of person that's going to how can I say it? Jump out in your face. He just doesn't have that persona per se. I feel like okay, let's just say we're in a club setting, for example. You have those alpha males that's going to approach the woman, but you have that Sigma in the back with the background noise who's going to scope, figure out, from the physical aspect of things, figure out, what's on this woman's mind, and then he can plan his attack.
Okay. Okay. So if I could say this, one thing about a Sigma male is they're defined as an outsider.
Hmm.
Again, one who doesn't play by the societal norms, but manages to play and win anyway, no matter what they do. And they're introverted alphas. If that, let's use that. They're an introvert alpha. They're the alpha, but on the other side.
Right.
So they stay outside of the social sexual hierarchy of if you're alpha male, beta male, gamma male, whatever you are, they're outside of that range alpha, beta, delta, gamma, or omega. If they're out of that range, then Malcolm, how is the Sigma male successful?
They're successful because they're in their own class. I feel like once you have your own class that's named to you, I feel like you set your own tone and you can set your own rules. You know, I feel like when people say think outside the box and then think outside the box and tear it up, you're coming with your own mental and you're coming with your own strategy of things.
Okay.
You're working outside the norm because who wants to be normal anyway?
That's a great statement. I don't know if people want to be normal. I don't know if a lot of men know how to be outside of the paradigm, outside of that box. I
Mm,
don't know if men know how to get outside of the box. And so if we're exploring this mindset, right, and exploring this Sigma male strategy,
mm.
what is one of the core principles in the mindset of a Sigma male? How does this strategy work when we're talking about Sigma male strategy?
I think the first thing that you have to understand that you have to be okay with being alone. And
Okay.
and I feel like in today's time, compared to I feel like in your generation, you guys didn't have the cell phones, you guys didn't have the social medias, you guys didn't need that, you guys didn't crave that attention that always happened to be liked. I feel like in our generation, we crave attention. And as my homeboys call it, we are attention whores in our own game. And, you know, I feel like the definition of a true man is you have to be okay with yourself and you have to be okay with being alone because me personally, I'm a big fan of Greek mythology. Um the the Spartans in their society, when a male baby is born, I mean, they scope the baby out, make sure there's no imperfections, and from there on, they teach their lessons, with their fathers. They're hip to hip with their fathers because eventually you're going to have to be a warrior, and the warrior then will have to lead his company into victory. And then once they get of age, by the age of 7, they leave their mothers because they don't want to adopt that softness, that weakness mentality, because they know to keep to keep the empire alive, we need strong, brave warriors. And I feel like that's what that Sigma male, just starting out, that's what it kind of teaches you. You have to learn to adapt, and you have to learn how to be your own best friend.
Okay. I can go along with that. You have to be your own best friend. You're adaptable in certain situations or maybe all situations.
Yeah.
But when we're talking about this mindset, how do you become someone who adapts in any situation? How do you start taking on the Sigma male mindset and using that strategy to be successful in your daily walk and as you go forward in life?
From what I've learned from you in this short period of time, you showed me if you don't stand for anything, you'll fall for anything. You feel me?
Hmm.
So, from what has came in this even this last year of my life,
Hmm.
you showed me to have a relationship with the Lord. And I feel like you wanted me to have that relationship with the Lord because the simple fact of the matter is God will always have your back no matter what. And God will give you strength to have your own back.
Correct.
And
Correct.
from there, you just have to build upon those building blocks. You need to read your book. You need to understand the book because you can't just read it and not understand. That's like going into a test, knowing the material, but you just don't know how to put it down on paper.
Right.
And, comparing it to that Sigma mentality, knowing your blueprint, having a plan, and not straying away from it. You always go into a situation with a plan and figuring out, okay, I have my plan, but will it work for me? And being and just saying to yourself, it's okay to go back to the fundamentals if it doesn't work. We can always go back to the lab, but while we're in this lab setting, we need to figure out the right chemicals to make this experiment work because we're all experiments.
And we're all experimenting. We're all experimenting with new things and new ways of life. So let me ask you this,
What's up?
since we're talking about the male strategy and this Sigma strategy, do you consider yourself a Sigma male?
Wow, that's actually a great question. I I feel like right now at the age of 27, you know, I feel as if that I'm a late bloomer because of the simple fact of the matter is I came from a broken home, and I feel like men in a broken home in some situations, in some scenarios, they're at a disadvantage because majority of the times the people that are in the broken homes, they are with their mother, and we do carry that more emotional trait. It can be good in some situations, but not for all. I feel like men need to be more logistic thinkers. We can't think with emotion. And that's the simple reason why women gravitate to us in the first place, because they're more emotional creatures, excuse me. They think with their heart, not with the mind.
Yeah. Well, one of the things we talk about when you're talking about a Sigma male and this strategy is the key characteristics of a Sigma male include self confidence,
Mhm,
introversion, intelligence, adaptability, and the tendency to be self driven and goal oriented. They
mhm.
often possess strong leadership qualities and are more comfortable being alone or in small social circles. Do those characteristics speak to who you are as a man?
Oh yeah, yeah. Because I mean, I don't need to have 150, 100 million friends. I just need to have people in my circle that's going to work the same amount of work that I'm going to put in, and then the rest will follow.
Mm,
Nothing.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. In your circle, when you go out, how many usually are what's the makeup of your crew? How many are in your crew?
I would say I'm rolling about 4 or 5 deep, to be real,
Okay. Okay.
and we all have we all have a job in that group. We
Mm,
like even like if we're just like back then when we was just talking to girls. I mean, we all had our group. You know, one was the intro. One it was like writing a good paper. You feel me?
okay.
One was the introduction. One, pretty much it was kind of like that attention getter person. One was gonna give you a how you doing, hey, come over here, let me introduce you to my homeboys. If it was a group of if it was a group of girls, and then we all just picked and choose. Really, I mean, and it worked. It worked night and day because I mean, we all had like that. We just all had that chemistry.
In your crew, who were, if you had to define them, the alphas and the sigmas, which ones, let's say out of your five, because we can split it, we could really split it with four evenly, but out of
Mhm.
your five, could you easily identify which ones were the sigmas and which ones were the alphas?
Oh my god. I can definitely tell you which ones are the sigmas and the alphas of the group. Be-
Okay, so you're gonna have to put your boys on blast one time
All right,
for the
so I'm gonna
crowd.
put my boys on blast right now. So
Okay.
my boy Markel Oliver, definitely
Mm-hmm.
alpha because he has a mouthpiece. No other mouthpiece can dominate Markel Oliver's mouthpiece. Okay,
Okay.
and then my other homeboy Jeff. Jeff is a Jeff. All right, so Jeff to me is a quiet alpha because Jeff is a bigger brother. All right,
Mm-hmm.
so Jeff, he just has that cool, calm mentality. But when he says something, he just has that wise tone. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I remember one time he was talking to this girl, and she was just putting Jeff on blast, and he just gave her that look. Hey, chill out.
Mm-hmm.
Sat down, relaxed, cool, calm. Out. No, no. Volume was on 10 the whole convo. Dropped it down to 2. I call him a quiet alpha. Now Sigmas, my boy Brian Manuel, definite Sigma. Another big. That was
Okay.
my right tackle. That was my right tackle. So I feel like he is that neutral guy, and I call Sigmas neutrals. I feel like he is that neutral guy because the simple fact of the matter is he's going to show you his finer qualities, but he's not going to show you too much. But he's also going to show you his dominance of what he can also bring to the table when approaching a woman. But not he don't he's not a talkative brother. You gonna come to him. He ain't gonna come to you.
Okay. And so, lastly, then define you in this club situation. You're there, we're out relaxing, we're the crew, everybody's chilling. We walked in the spot looking fresh, looking so clean, so fly. And then M Train walks in. How do we describe M Train?
M Train, wow. To be honest, I made M Train another personality because the simple fact of the matter is there's a difference between Malcolm and M Train.
Wait a minute now. Let's talk about this difference because now we might move out of Sigmaism. So, okay, are both Malcolm and M Train, are they both Sigmas, or is one more alpha inclined and one is more Sigma related?
One is definitely more alpha inclined, and one is definitely
Okay.
more sigma inclined.
Okay. So tell me the difference between Malcolm and M Train.
All right, so the difference between Malcolm and M Train, Malcolm is very subtle. I feel like when Malcolm approaches a room, his dominance is definitely there. But Malcolm plays it cool, calm, and sweet. And he's the type of brother, if we are going to a cookout or if we're going to a bar scene where there's cigars involved, Malcolm's gonna light up his cigar and he's gonna have his drink and we're gonna sip slow and be cool. And women approach Malcolm. Malcolm doesn't approach women.
All right, Devin the dude, I don't chase ladies, ladies chase me. So, okay. So, for the listeners, especially for the ladies who are listening, now you know the difference between Malcolm and M Train. So, when you see him in the streets and you see him at the club or at the bar, and you see now the characteristics, you know which one you're dealing with. You be like, "Oh, girl, that's Malcolm." They be like, girl, that's M Train. He is all trained today." So, okay, all
M Train
right.
is
So,
nasty.
okay.
M Train is nasty.
Oh, wait, nasty, nasty.
Like
Like,
not
does M
like
Train wash? Oh, okay, okay. Anyway, I'm just making sure. You,
you know
you said M Train was nasty, so I was trying to see how nasty does nasty get here with M Train.
like M Train is the loud, kind of cocky, but not too cocky where like you can't talk to him. You know, he's kind of like, hey, if I got the last rib on my plate, buddy trying to reach over trying to get the rib. No, you can't have my rib.
Okay,
Your own
so
rib.
he's dominant. So,
Yeah.
okay, so that's M Train. So let's put aside M Train for a second. Let's talk to Malcolm, because when it comes to social dynamics with Sigma male strategy, Sigma males tend to maintain a sense of independence and prioritize personal freedom. They may be a little selective in their relationships and prefer quality over quantity, and often excel at observing others' social dynamics, understanding human behavior, and adapting as needed. So, if this is Malcolm now, he's adapting, he's watching the room, he's reading the room, he's reading the conversations, he's reading body language and ladies. How does he navigate not only in the dynamics of the social realm, but how does Malcolm navigate in relationships as using the Sigma male strategy?
Wow. I feel like let's just start with the relationship tip first. So I feel like in the relationship tip, I'm always, especially in those couple months of starting a fresh relationship, like fresh. I'm
Fresh, fresh,
always
and clean.
fresh and clean. It's like a new pair of ones right out the box.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Crispy,
Crisp,
uncreased,
uncreased,
unblemished,
no dirt,
no scars.
no scars.
No. Okay. All right.
It's tight. All right. All right. All right. Back to I feel like I'm looking at my girl, I'm studying my girl.
Okay.
I feel like man, wow. I feel like, being with a new girl, you have to study your woman because if you don't study your woman, you never gonna do nothing right. First off, like I just feel like you need to be very observant. You need to hear every word she says, and and especially in the beginning, put some weight on it because eventually, what I've learned in relationships, stuff is always gonna come back.
Right.
It's always gonna come back, in different many different forms. So I mean, study your girl, learn your girl, and learn. Especially, I feel like Sigma's a good Sigma. They're gonna take the good with the bad and make it a good. They gonna take your weakness and make it a quality.
Hmm.
Hey, you might not know how to count your bread. You might not know how to use your bread in the right aspects. All right, let's make a plan so we can figure out how to put this money in other areas of your life so you can do good. Damn me. Figure out what you want to do. Make yourself perfect so that way we can work together and make us perfect.
Okay. See, you talking all this good relationship stuff. Now you talk now, okay, Malcolm Licious. Now you've gotten all into this zone. Okay. So when we talk about the advantages of adapting the Sigma male strategy, right?
Mhm.
Adopting a Sigma male strategy can provide, individuals with freedom, self-reliance, personal growth, and we found that Sigma males often excel in their careers due to self motivation and the ability to work autonomously. Okay.
Mm,
But they can also navigate social situations with ease and they are not bound by traditional norms. When we talk about Sigma males, those who do not conform to social norms, you just said it in the relationship. You're trying to build your partner, not you. You're the one in the club. You come holler at me.
right.
I'll facilitate, but
Oh, I think the system went down, y'all. There we go. You back?
yeah, I'm back.
Okay. Yeah, it was going down a little bit. What were you saying?
Okay. So if you're that dude, how
Mhm.
does this Sigma mentality help you in the business world? Not just relationships. How do you get down when it comes to business? When it comes to Sigma, what are we calling this?
The
Sigmaism.
the Sigma, yeah, the Sigmaist, the Sigma is
Okay.
the
Okay.
Sigma. In the business realm, especially being new in the business realm. Just I've been out of college, yeah, about a year and a half now, so something like that. So I mean, I feel like you cannot come into a business, thinking you gonna get that promotion out of the gate because it ain't gonna happen. It's just not. So what I've learned in my year is some change, especially at enterprise car rental, like everything is in being a okay, and being a black man in the business realm, because it's totally different from Caucasians, Asians, and all that stuff. Being an African American male in the business realm, I feel like you have to attack slowly and then eventually come with that bigger plan. So like I told myself that, just because I write all my plans down, because I feel like when you write it down, that's when you do it. You just can't say you gonna do something, because eventually you could renege on your own plan. So I say this: I'm gonna be one of the top salesmen in you know in the area. I just start with the area. That's going up against about what 100 or something people. All right, so if I tell myself I'm gonna write that stuff down, I bam, that I did that. Next, all right, I'm gonna make my work environment one of the best work environments ever. Bam, next. You know, I look at I look at my list. I look at my goals. Goals are meant to be broken. So I'm always trying to break my goals, and I'm always trying to create new goals while I'm doing it. So that's what I think as a Sigma male in the work office. And I'm also that fly on the wall too as well. I know when people are pissed. I know when people are doing good. I know when people need more training, hands-on training at that. You know, I see and hear everything, even when you don't. Because at the end of the day, when that big boss comes and he sized me up, I could tell him everything going on in that place. I could, from the customer walking in to the cars being manufactured and telling them they need to be audited and whatever. I can tell you all that stuff. I'm all
Okay.
with a plan.
So you've given all the practical tips.
Yeah.
That's everything that's practical in this plan of the Sigma male strategy.
Hmm.
But there could be some disadvantages also.
Yeah.
And there could be some challenges the Sigma males face. One of the things potentially Sigma males, it would be a difficult time for them forming deep emotional connections, a lack of societal validation, and potential misunderstandings from others who don't perceive their independence or their drive. They see it as aloofness and arrogance. One of the things I found in doing research on Sigma males is that the balance of personal growth and maintaining a relationship can also be a challenge. Trying to get that great balance. And so, let's just ask this question. I can see I don't know now. I don't know if we should
You
talk to
know, but
Malcolm
you don't want
or
to
we should
say
talk
it.
to M Train. So, M Train, Malcolm, I'm gonna talk to both of you at the same time. Is this a disadvantage, these challenges that Sigma males face, is this really this balance between personal growth and maintaining relationships. Has that been a problem for you as using this Sigma male strategy?
We had these conversations.
Yes, we have, but the listeners haven't had this conversation. So you got to talk to the listeners. They want to hear, they want to know. They like, girl, I want to know what is Mem Train been doing. So you got to tell people how, and you don't have to be specific. You can just is do you find it hard to really commit into a long-term commitment or relationship and balance that out with what your goals are as far as where you are as an athlete,
Mhm.
where you are in your job, where you are socially, where you are economically. How do you balance those?
I will say this: you have a constant fight within yourself deeply, and and like I said, we've had these conversations because there's been some things that you've told me that I didn't even see in myself, that it's like, oh man, like maybe I do this. And maybe
Mhm.
I do have to go back to that so-called drawing board, if you will, because I have my stance on how I want my life to be. And there's many others that don't have that same stance. So what you told me was, I'm put some of the conversations on blast, not all.
Okay.
Uh
All right. See now, now you okay? Now you want to fight dirty. So let's fight dirty. Put it on blast. I'm ready for. I'm here for all the smoke.
Okay, so what you've told me is this. Well, have you ever thought about looking at your life in her shoes and her situation? And like I told you, like, being in a relationship in that moment. No, I have not. Because the simple fact of the matter is I've had a dream, of how I want my life to be and those stair steps that I want to walk. And, of course, we go through challenges along the way. Everybody has problems.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you would of course, like, if your partner, you know, went through some of that fight, but everybody has their own fight. I feel like, for a great example, I mean, when I was dating a girl in college, I mean, she wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to, work for ESPN.
Mhm.
I mean, and I was telling her, eventually, I want to go to New York. I want to work with Stephen A. I want to travel the world like Stephen A. Do all that. But she's like, well, where do I fit in this?
Mm.
And being that country,
Mm.
grammar type M train guy, my best answer is, you get in where you fit.
Now wait. Now, okay.
That's
So
M train talk.
you done flipped on her. You went from Malcolm, the Sigma male, then you jumped over into Alpha Land and became M Train. See, yeah, I don't know, man. You're in between these strategies here, sir. You can how you just gonna jump out in it, or is it like we said earlier that maybe this Sigma male strategy has more of the alpha male in it. It's just reverse because you're introverted. Wherein alpha males are rah rah, they're the rah, 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 rah.
Mhm.
And then the sigma males are more like, okay, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, do what you do. But really inside, you know what they're saying?
What?
That's what they're saying. They're inside, they're actually roaring, but they don't let it out on the outside.
So I mean, I feel like the rah is dormant. Like I
Mm,
feel like it's a dormant mentality, and I feel like a lot of Sigmas have gotten burned from that. That's how I feel, because I feel like I've gotten burnt multitude of times saying, like, yeah, I'm that guy. I'm gonna make my presence known in every social gathering in every situation, but can you always constantly back that up though? Can you like you the stuff on the front lawn, but what makes you you? You know what I'm saying? Because sooner or later you gonna come across an even bigger alpha that's gonna check your coat at the door and gonna be like, hey, like, who is this dude? Because there's always going to be somebody bigger and badder than you, man. But I feel like the older I get, I'm adapting more of that Sigma mentality because I'm not looking to be the loud brother anymore. I'm just trying to be, the cool, suave. I'm digging the flow of this, and then if I don't dig the flow, I'll dip.
Okay. So let me ask this, and this is the personal thing.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna put you on blast a little bit. I saw you on IG. I saw you doing big things in Vegas. Okay, you were
Oh my.
holla popping, bottle popping out there, just flossy. You were Flint Flossy out in Vegas, man, doing your thing. So, and big ups to you, man. Big ups to your crew, man. I wish I could have been there with you, just hoorahing and having a good time. But if you're a Sigma male and you're working in the Sigma male strategy, let's help some of these guys out here who are trying to figure out what they do or where they fit in the Sigma male strategy.
Mhm.
What's your approach to going out? How do you dress? How do you walk in the club? How do you prepare to go to the club? Where do you go after the club? How do you set this whole evening up? If you're a Sigma male and you're using this strategy and you want to go out on the town and your goal is to what? See, that's the good thing. Is your goal to get a woman or is your goal just to be sociable?
I go to be sociable, and the reason why I go to be sociable is you have such a better time just being sociable than just oh yeah, I'm just in to get some hoes. I just want I don't know if I can say hoes on this on the on the iron skillet, but I mean we getting close to after dark.
It's the sizzle. It's always hot after dark, but okay. So, okay. See, we'll put this is how this will go. This will go
Please.
on the podcast, right?
uh
Yeah, I'm not putting this on the air because you're just too hot for air right now. So if you're going out
mhm.
and you've already set your day, how do you what is it what's your goal and vision once you get out that door? What is it that you're trying to accomplish for evening out if you're using the Sigma male strategy?
Of course I am going out of course now that I'm older, I'm going out to gain connects. I'm not going out to get women. Like, don't get me wrong, I love women. I mean, like, but I let them come to me, and I let the situation just happen organically. I'm all about organic. If the situation is not organic, then I know that situation wasn't for me.
Right.
I'm going out now, and at my age of 27, I'm going out to gain connections with people, and I'm going out for business. Yeah, I'm here with my homeboys, like Vegas, for example. Like, I went out there because my homeboy is getting married. I wanted him to have his last hoorah, if you will. But at the same point in time, like, yeah, I might be going to the strip club, but shoot, you meet some like, I remember one time I met what? I met a VP. Yeah, I met a VP at the strip club, and he was just chilling there with one of his homeboys.
Mhm.
I think it was his cousin, and he just wanted to get away from the office. He just wanted to chill and relax, and and I feel like, to me, strip clubs is the most like that's like highway robbery for me. Like, I hate going to strip clubs because like
Let's talk about finding love in the club, man. Gerald
doesn't
Levert said with Chris Rock that you cannot find love in the boom boom room. There is no love in the club. So you can be Usher, but you just can't find love in the club. So
hell
for
no.
the Sigma male, is that the place to go? Is the club the place to be?
Hey, low key, I don't care what type of male you are. Hey, no club is where you find love, and
Okay.
I hate the cliche. Oh, I met my girl at the. No, you didn't. No, you met a booty call that lasts too long at the club.
Oh,
Go
that's
to
what
the
it was.
library, go to the gym, read a book, go work out. When
You sounded like Iron Mike Tyson there for a second. You were just like, yeah, you need to go to the place and just, you need to relax
you
and
need
really
you
chill.
need to know how to do your you need to know how to do your research. You know what I'm saying? You need to know how to like my coach always told me, hey, you bob and weave the right way. Tell me what, there's always gonna be an opening. When you get that opening, you gonna hit that mug.
You know what? You're gonna have Iron Mike looking for you. He's not gonna be looking for me because I tell him all the time, it's sizzling. We keep it hot, but that was Malcolm doing all that. But no, for real. So if you're the Sigma male and going to the strip club is one of the things you have to be a little vociferous. You got to go in there and act a certain way. How do you go in? How do you purport yourself? How do you go in there? How do you act when you go into the club, man? If you're using the Sigma male strategy.
Wow. All right. So you really tell me how I approach a strip club, dog.
Well, I'm not saying how you approach the strip club. No, I'm not. Okay, but we could talk about it. But I'm just saying, I mean, like, okay, I'll throw it out there. I'll throw it out there. In my day and time, I had a limit, right?
Uh,
So I had a budget and I
mm,
have a club budget. And that budget, as you get older, the club budget changes. So my
explain.
club, okay. So in my younger years, the club budget was whatever I had in my actual budget. It was what I could afford. The club budget, if I had $50 in my pocket, then the club budget was 25 because I couldn't spend the whole 50. So I had to do
Facts.
25.
Yeah.
But as you get older, your club budget is based on what you have in your financial institutions in one of your what you call your club budget accounts.
Mm,
So you have your account now where you got a couple of hundred sitting there and you say, okay, I'm taking my homeboys out. So we're going. They're going to be drinks. There's admission. And see, when you get older, you try and get to the clubs now where there's no door charge, right?
oh, that's what you do.
Oh, that's a winner. You don't want to walk in and then they hit you with the $10. Man, it's a $20 fee to get up in here. No, 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 no. That's why you go to the high end bars and you
Mm,
sit there. I'll pay an extra 20 on the drink if I don't have to do an extra 20 on the cover.
mm.
So now, as an older male, you go in and you say, okay, cool. Here's my budget isn't based on just what I have in my pocket. My budget is based on what we doing and where we are.
Okay.
What do these drinks cost?
Okay.
How many are we gonna chill? Am I going to nurse and babysit this one drink, or we're gonna do it up. But you should know that going in. I knew what outfit I was wearing. I knew, like, if you go to the cigar bar, you know what outfit you can wear because you know that even if you take it to the cleaners, you never you're really getting that cigar smoke out that outfit. So
Never.
if it's your good suit, right, your good sports coat or your good slacks, you might not want to take that to the club. You might have,
Mm,
yeah, you want to do the darker one that you can, yeah, no, I'm cool. Well, if something happens, I'm cool with that.
right.
So for you as a younger male, as using this Sigma strategy,
Hmm.
when you walk into the club, take me into that day or take the listeners into the day when you walked in Vegas and I saw you because it was big. But you had a cameraman, son. It was you had a full cameraman, bro. It was a whole crew with you. So how does this work, man? How did you make that? How did you keep it popping that night? What was it that you did that night? Walk the listeners through so they know what you did.
So you know what's funny? It was a girl that actually took that picture. I was coming out of the Aria, and I was looking fresh and I was looking clean, and I approached this girl, beautiful woman, and I was like, hey, do you mind if I take your picture? She was like, well, if you take mine. And I was like, no, but I'll get your number though. My homeboys is really gonna kill me because I'm on live on IG. But hey,
What up,
but
homies?
I was moving outside of my realm because I mean
Okay.
I do have a girl, love you,
Hmm.
but I I was just chilling. I was just doing my thing, and
Okay.
did not realize what I was doing. But it's okay. We mess up every now and again.
But I mean, it didn't seem like a mess up to me. It actually seemed like it was a planned event. Actually, the way that whoever she was, I mean, she's a photographer. She put in the slow mo. You all came in. All you needed behind you was some Dr. Dre. It was like it was going to be this big production. It was like dun, dun, dun. It was like da 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 da, and then just I mean, bruh, it was fantastic. And the listeners who are trying to figure out what to do, man, they're gonna live vicariously through you. They're not gonna live through the old dog. See, I'm the old lone dog. You
Don't
got
old girls
great.
have fun though?
Oh, old lone dogs have the most fun, but them young pups need to know something because that's how you get. If you learn how to navigate as a young pup, you'll make it to be an old dog. But now these old dogs, I gave you some tips to the game, but you got to give these young boys some tips to the game on how this male strategy is going to work because you had to have a strategy going into that night. You all just didn't pop up you didn't just show up in your suit. You didn't just show up in those shoes and those pants by happenstance. You had to put that all together, man. And I know that's what they want to know.
I plotted. I came and I conquered and I did my thing. I never go out without making sure that all my outfits are planned out. Like even
Okay.
my draws, like I plan out I plan out my
Socks
draw.
to the draw.
Hey,
Socks to the draws. Yes,
hey,
sir.
and like the people like I have okay, so I'm gonna put my other homeboy on blast. His name is Johnny. So Johnny went to Vegas
Mm-hmm.
with a suitcase, didn't have no drawers, didn't have no shirts, didn't only had the only clothes Johnny had was the one he showed up in. I'm
Johnny's a freak. Yeah,
Johnny
Johnny's a
is
freak.
Johnny is crazy, dog.
Yeah, Johnny's a freak.
And I was like, bro, we in Vegas and you ain't got no. Johnny didn't even shave before he come to. Johnny looked like a straight caveman. I had to fade him up. I had to line him up, and I'm like, Johnny, bro, I'm just help you out. Just give me them clippers. I shaved him up, faded him up, and I was like, all right, so we gonna go to the nearby mall. We gonna buy you some clothes, okay? So Johnny is in construction, so that tells you a lot right there. So he said, Malcolm, just go crazy. I said, you sure? Because when I go crazy, I go crazy. So I went to Nordstrom.
Oh, you went silly.
I went to
You went silly with it.
I
Okay.
went to Nordstrom's.
Okay.
I got him some Air Force Ones.
Okay.
I got him some nice jeans. I got him some loafers, and I got him two button down shirts, and I got him a jacket, a sports jacket. So I said, Johnny, here's your clothes. And I got you some smell goods too, because you need to handle that. So I'm getting ready to go. I got my clothes on. And matter of fact, I should have took my suit jacket, my sports jacket to the tailor, but I was just running out of time. I was just trying to get going and get going. And I come to the room. Johnny ain't dressed. I'm like, bro, come on. So my boy had on some Air Force Ones. Which I mean, there's nothing wrong with Air Force Ones with your button up in your sports coat. If you can rock it, you can rock it. But my thing is, it's like, bro, like you trying to look suave. That's my goal. The older I get, the suaver I wanna be. I don't want to dress like a kid no more because I'm not a kid. I'm a man.
Mhm.
So I feel like men approach the situation differently than a kid does. Like I feel like even for you, like I feel like if you go into a nice lounge, I feel like you're not gonna come up in there with your ones on in your shirt that you was barbecuing in. Nah, because like why the hell would you do that? Like, come on, bro. So like you gonna put yourself together, you gonna shower. Johnny didn't even want to take a shower. I said, come on, bro. Come on, just hop in the shower, bro. Use the hotel.
See, I don't know Jay, and I don't want to put Johnny on blast, but Johnny just sounds like a heathen. I mean, this is a man. How do you pack with no clothes,
Dirty
no
heat.
drawers, and you have no smell good, and you came and you were there? That
He used
you were
my
just
smell
there.
goods,
Oh my goodness.
bro. Like when I tell you, I'm the smell good fiend. You hear me?
Okay.
Like, and my go to. I'm gonna tell you my
What's
go.
your scent of choice? Yeah,
My,
that I was getting ready to go to that.
my go to smell good,
Okay.
especially for the summertime that I've gotten
Mhm.
most of my compliments on. Burberry Hero EDP.
Okay. Okay, Burberry's nice.
Yeah,
Light, crisp,
yeah,
refreshing,
refreshing.
not too heavy,
Too
and you
heavy.
can wear it in a formal situation or in a just a social gathering. Okay.
Yep.
Do you wear Burberry weekend?
I do not wear Burberry weekend, but I was looking at that, but I was actually looking at a smell good the other day. Can correct me if I'm wrong. Is it VSL? Is it Saint Laurent? Yeah. Yeah.
Yves Saint Laurent.
It's
Okay, so
yeah,
now you really going up. Now you're moving up that chain. Now you're getting into the Chanel blue. Now you stepping up a step. You're going into that Invictus class. You're going there. So okay, so now you talking about grown man sense, right?
yeah.
And is this what you helped Johnny? In fact, what was it that you got Johnny? What was the smell goods for Johnny?
So I loved him. So I did this. I got a new bottle of Tom Ford because Tom Ford to yes.
Oh,
Um
bro, you went crazy, crazy.
Yeah, I go crazy when I go out. So I got a new bottle of Tom Ford. Um, and I did you put me on? You didn't put me on Tom Ford. I think my
No, I talked about it, but no, because Tom Ford I save for special occasions. Now the blue Chanel I probably told you about some
yeah,
Versace. I know we talked about Sauvage and
always. I'm wearing some
Dior.
yeah,
Okay, so we talked about those, and probably that Paco Rabanne, that a million that's one of those ones in the Ralph Lauren's.
yeah,
But yeah, when you go Tom Ford, you're going big because
yeah,
that's a big bottle. That's a big ticket price on that.
yeah. And I think I spent 245,
On the
250
bottle?
on the bottle. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 That's a pretty good bottle. That's gonna
I mean, it's sizable, man. But it should last you. Now the question is, did you teach Johnny how to use this? Did you teach him how to flip those ones and that button up in the jeans and then put a overcoat? Did you walk him through how do you build this wardrobe from there?
so we had me and my homeboys, we pretty much had to like give him like a full like tutorial on how to like walk out the house. Cause I mean, Johnny is the type of brother like he does not really care about his like physical look. Like
Mhm.
he's the type of brother like I'm just gonna do my work, go home, take care of the kid, repeat. And I
Right.
mean, like, as a successful man, like, I feel like we do get into that repeat, but we have to learn how to get out of that work harder,
Mhm.
like, no, work harder. We need to develop that work harder, work smarter type mentality. And like, I feel like when I took him and like, bro, like I trusted you with my Tom Ford on, like, bro, like, totally different man. He actually cried to me because he was like, "Bro, like no one has ever like helped me out like the way that you helped me." And I said, "Bro, like bro, like you're in my circle, bro. Like of course I'm gonna help you." And I feel like that's what also being a good Sigma is, like you're humble because I feel like we've all started from ground zero and we all had to train and work our way up. I'm not saying I'm the best. I mean, I'm far from it, but I will say this, when I learn some things, I'm trying to teach my homeboys so that they won't fall and do the same mistakes that I did while I'm on my process and on my journey. Because everybody has the same journey, but when you see others on their journey as well, we tend to see the same thing sometimes. and sometimes we might fall into that same trap. And before I let any of my guys fall into that same trap, hey, I'm gonna warn you if a snake is in the grass because I don't want you to get bit.
And that makes sense to me. That to me, that would be the most admirable thing to do. That's the most honorable thing to do. That's the thing to do that you do with nobility.
Yeah.
So as we wrap this up, and we're talking about the Sigma male strategy, and I know there are a lot of misconceptions, people who think that maybe Sigma males can't have meaningful relationships, or that they have a hard time socializing or approaching situations. What is it that you would want listeners to know as we talked about this strategy? And again, this is just a strategy. This is just one technique. This is one tool in your box that you can use. But as from what I understand, it's more of a lifestyle. It's a change of philosophy
Hmm.
than just something you do as an add-on. So, what is it that you want listeners and young men who are trying to find themselves? What is it that you want them to take away from this conversation
Hmm.
about the Sigma male strategy, and how do they implement it in their daily life?
I would say that from this conversation here, I would say to young men, it's okay if you don't have everything together. Because I feel like the world we live in a world that's social media is a cult. Like I feel like we see these people with the cars, the money, the women, the clothes, the parties. We get sucked into that mentally. And we get jealous. We get jealous as people. And we fall into this mindset. I have to live beyond my means. I have to I have to get this before Bobby does. I have to achieve this before Rachel. No, man. Everybody's life is different. Everybody's social standing is different. And everybody's, pilgrimage is different. And I always bring you up, and I bring my godfather up to embrace the struggle, embrace it, like it, love it, because the struggle is what makes you a better human being. It does. Not knowing how to give eventually, like my godfather told me the other day, it's okay if you don't have any money, but eventually you'll find a way to make more of it. That means this: you might need to go get another source of income, find you a side hustle.
Right.
Hell, do the
Some
the
residuals. Yeah.
yeah.
Something else.
So, hey, the hustle that you're on currently, your 9 to 5, work more hours. Don't never let somebody take you off your path, because as a man, your goal is always, especially if you want to be a family man, know how to hustle and know how to hustle and get your money.
Okay. You got to be able to hustle and get your money. And listen, man, for the listeners, those who want to follow you, because I know that you're doing a lot of big things. It's football season for you. So I know you got a lot going on. And I appreciate you just sitting down, chopping it up with us, on this pod so that we can talk and just enjoy ourselves. But listen, man, how do the followers and our listeners, how do they keep up with you and follow what you're doing and what you're out here in these streets practicing this Sigma strategy? How do they keep up with you, sir?
Well, I do have a couple handles. I do have a Snapchat that's L_Malco28, and L_MALCO in the big 2-8 at the end. Don't forget the 2-8, because that made me great. And then I also have my IG, that's MTrain28, just like my handle. And then I do have a fitness page too. That is L Malco Fitness.
Okay. El Malco Fitness. It
Yeah,
sounds like a Spanish club. Where are you going this evening? I'm going to El Malco Fitness.
yes. Sponsored by Modelo. Drink
Well,
great.
you silly. Okay, see that you can't just be drinking great. But listen, man, for all of our listeners, make sure that you're following, liking, subscribing to us. It's the Sizzle. That's right, the Sizzle. Hashtag the Sizzle 219. You can find us anywhere on any social media platform, anywhere where you get your pods from. We're there.
Thank you for listening to The Sizzle, the hottest sports talk in the 219, here on Iron Skillet Television and Iron Skillet Radio.